Why hello there, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys fans alike. Shams Nelson here from Fantastic Anatomy, and today I'm going to share with you my helpful tips on how to draw the pelvis. So let's get started. First, I'll draw the pelvis from front view, and then side, and then back view. So the back view will be the gluteus. And we're joined in studio today by the loud and obnoxious Mr. Muffin Blueberry, my parakeet, so probably hear a lot of chirping. So starting to draw the pelvis area, you can start with the pelvic bone, and it's kind of got this sort of shape, and so a male pelvis will be more tall and skinny, and the female pelvis will be a more wide. And I guess it kind of looks like a kitten. It's got like two ears and the face. And I'm going to try to keep it simple and not draw all the bones and stuff because I found that that's not that important. But the main little bone that's important is this guy right here. So I'm going to emphasize that. And then you've got this thing in here. Makes a little smiley face with a hole in the middle. Like I said, that's not important, so I'm not going to spend my time on that. And you got these two little notches here. So we can get rid of this. So let's just focus on one of these and go ahead and render it out. So just to give you an idea, the spine's coming up here. This piece is the last tailbone, and then this is the iliac crest, which is a pretty important landmark from different directions. And I'll grab a different color here. I'll just make it darker. And go ahead and add some stuff. So this landmark is so important because it's going to connect to a lot of the I guess I don't know if they're neural muscles, but these stringy tendons or something that's going to go down the legs. So, but what I like to start with is putting in these love handles, which will lay right over that iliac crest. And then from down here, just making this big bowl shape. And then that's going to give you the basic, and then the belly button is usually just right above the iliac crest. I think it's a little higher in females. The height of the belly button differs in male and females. I'm pretty sure it's a little higher in females. You might want to just check that out. Okay, so that's already going to give you the basic pelvic area. And one cool thing is, if you're going to go up higher, I'm not going to try not to go too high, but just to mention, all the muscles here come out. Oh no, sorry, they come out like. Oops. Or just ignore that for now. They come out of. Alright, so let's say you've got the rib cage like that, and then here's all the muscles. Here you get the arms. Okay. They come out from right here and go like that, all the way down until it changes into, all the way down until it changes into the oblique. It's terribly proportioned, but I just wanted to give you that idea of what the change is happening here. And they go a little bit in front, so you'll see that these come down like this, and if you were to go up, wow, my computer is not cooperating with me today. I just like to move everything down. You know, it's going to go up like that. This is going to go up. And this is like the bottom of the rib cage. Anyways, so these go like that, and then this kind of comes in more up and down and like rounded like that. So those are like how they flow into each other. That's one thing I'm trying to figure out with my figure drawings, how each little piece of the body flows into the next. Give it so it doesn't look too rigid, hopefully. Alright, so moving on, And then we're going to have to figure out how the legs attach. I think this made this too. So there's actually this dips in right here on the pelvis, and then there's a bone sticking out, and I'm just going to simplify it like that. And then it comes in this way, and actually I'm not going to go too far down. When I was studying it, I went down to the knee, but I need to do my studies of the legs before I try to give you guys tips on that, so I haven't gotten there yet. So I'm just going to show you how it starts to go down, and then you'll have to check out my upcoming leg video to get to go farther than that. Alright, so this little piece right here, the reason it's important is because that's going to connect to all of the, or to the two main things that outline the leg. So the first one is this band that, I guess I have to show you actually. So here's this pelvis, here are those 2 points, somewhere like that, and then the leg goes down like this. And then it actually straightens out a little bit. Okay, here's the knee. So the first band goes down and connects around the knee like that, very simple. And the second band goes around that bone and connects around the knee like that, basically. So you can see already it's giving you that like those shapes. And then you're going to see in the middle here those two things. That's where the last little thing connects. That'll give you this distinctive triangle shape. So see, this one goes around and it wraps behind. This one goes around. I won't do both legs. So that one goes around and behind the leg, in the interest of time. And then here there's a muscle, and then it becomes like a tendon that wraps around. So the muscle's like right here, and then the rest is like a thin tendon. And there's actually this little band that goes across. Anyways, that's for the leg video. So so yeah, and the last thing I'll say right here is that this one and this one are in front, and then you're going to see some of the gluteus medius, I think, the side butt, over here in the back. So that's more behind you. And if I can just take the eraser and turn on the opacity and just erase this out so you can see what like the final drawing would have. See, like those lines. Maybe leave a space right here. So that's behind. Overlapping forms is another big thing. A big thing I've been trying to pay attention to in Figuraton. Alright, and then this line's coming down here, and that's going to create a little change, and then the other guy connects in here, and it kind of goes this way for a second, and then it kind of pops out. That kind of thing. And this guy's got his legs a little bit apart. So, anyways, and whatever, genitals would go there, but that's not really usually, I don't know. I think usually people aren't drawing the genitals, so put like some underwear or whatever. Alright, whatever. So, that's my, oh, and from here also, there's this, well, see, the muscle comes over, so this is connecting like that, so that's that muscle, and then this is where you're going to see the quadriceps in the front shape, and they do a thing like this, but I won't get into that because that's another, it's for the legs. Alright, cool. So let's go on to side view. So from side view, the pelvis kind of looks like this crazy S, and I'm going to want to find a reference so I get it decent. Oh, a crazy backwards. Oh, I guess it depends on which direction you're facing. But in this case, it's a crazy backwards S. So big on the top, small on the bottom. This is the iliac crest. And then somewhere around here is where the leg's going to connect. So something like that. And then, so let's go and do it in the same order roughly that we did before. Oh, and then the spine's going to come up like that. So we've got the, the obliques. See, I always want to make them too far back. I always want to make the obliques too far back, so that's a personal issue I have. So let's actually start with the back muscles. And And then in front of it, you're gonna have the gluteus. So you're gonna have this double bump shape. One bump here, kind of following the curve of that, and then the second is gonna connect down into the legs, something like that. Connecting down here, and it's overlapping there, and then also the other overlap is going to be I think this is the latissimus dorsi muscle. I'm not sure. Pretty sure that's it. Anyways, and then right around here, a little behind that, where the crest peaks, is where the lat muscle, the oblique is going to come over this iliac crest, and then let's pull up from here. This is like the crotch area. There's going to be this pubic mound, I think it's called, and then the abs are going to kind of have that shape, right? And then here, just to kind of outline, so this is the obliques, I think, is going like this. And I believe this is, yeah, that's going to be that muscle I was telling you about that kind of comes from the underarm and fans out, so it should be like that, actually. I have to remember that. And knowing the direction that the muscles, like the muscle fibers go, even if you're not drawing it, helps to construct the shape more accurately, I feel, and kind of get that flow I was talking about earlier. Okay, so the obliques, blah blah blah. All right, and then the last kind of things are, there's this muscle that's shaped. Now I just simplified this because this is kind of my introductory to anatomy right now that I'm doing. So I'm kind of trying to simplify things, and then later I'm going to go and study them in deeper detail. So actually, let's go ahead and erase out the bones a little bit so they're more see-through. And then, so this is the important landmark here. How this, the little thing right here that's about there, that's also important. But here, this is where the leg bone, femur, I don't know. Anyways, that's kind of important. So then we're going to have this kind of shaped guy right here, and it's gonna dip in a little bit like that. And then this is that. Oh, and then there's this guy. This is that muscle we were talking about here that connects to that tendon on the outside edge. Ligament. I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong names. I'm just trying to help you guys out. These are helpful tips. That's why I'm not saying that this is like some crazy anatomy course. I personally just kind of, my eyes glaze over when I hear all the names, and I'm like, I'll get to that later. So I hope I do, I guess, if it's useful. But for now, I'm just trying to get the idea of the basic, how to draw this thing. Alright, and then there's these hamstring muscles that come out from here, like that. And from the front, we've got connecting from up here. So that's gonna, this thing's gonna wrap around behind, remember? So that's gonna disappear real quick, that string that goes on the inside. And then you're gonna have the, what's it called? This quadricep muscle, and there's this band that kind of comes out from here, interestingly. It's almost like holding the quadriceps from like spilling forward and like falling out of your leg. So it like holds it in tight. So there's a little dip there, and then it goes a little bump, and then the knee comes in at that point. And that, of course, is going to be in the front. So the legs in front. Actually, this, I think there's what is this? There's the glute go in front. No, I think maybe the glute's in front of the glute's in front of the hamstring. The hamstring's kind of hanging out there. But anyways, and then this is where that, you can like see the bone, not see the bone, but the bone's pushing up against the skin here. And so, yeah, I think that'll give you the basic forms from the side view. Alright. So the last thing we're going to do is the back view. So I'll go ahead and leave that here. Why not? It's not taking up that much space. And so the back view is going to be, let's see, in my reference. Alright, so I'm just going to draw, it's basically the same shape as the front. So this kind of shape. You got the spine coming out, and legs. Okay, and so there's no that little landmark from the front. This guy right here is in the front, so you don't see that. And so there aren't really that much super important landmarks here, but basically there's going to be this triangle shape. I guess that's where the tailbone is. I don't really usually draw it. Usually what I do is kind of like just mark that around this area, this V shape, and then there's going to be two sweeping gluteus lines. So this one's going to go like this, this one's like that, and it wraps around the leg kind of thing. Might have made that too long. Anyways, we'll refine it if we need. Well, I'm not trying to draw a perfect thing. I'll let you guys, the whole fantastic anatomy method or philosophy. Quiet down, Muffin. You're going too crazy. The whole fantastic anatomy philosophy was to draw without worrying about proportion, because proportion I found was boring, and I figured like, okay, you'll get a natural sense for that eventually, and if you know where all the stuff is, the other idea is that you can draw crazy characters. You can draw a character with the giant hips, with very small hips, with a big head, small head, big eyes. You know, like all the different proportions could go crazy, and you can make up all these fun characters. And that was my original idea for that. So let's stick with that. So then there's going to be, this is going to go up straight a little bit. So this is these two back muscles. They go all the way up the back, and then these are like straight. That's the way the fibers go. And so that's going to create this kind of shape. Follow this around. And then it's kind of going to follow that around too. So let's just go like that. This goes like this. And that's going to be in the front. Okay. The gluteus coming like this, and then just connect that up to here basically, and it might go like a bump here and a bump there. It's going to come, and then there's that muscle, remember, on the side. I think you still see that, and that's why there's this secondary bump, so something like that. And then this hangs over a little, so that's how you can just go like that kind of thing. And from there, we've got the, basically, it's kind of coming like that to make these hamstring muscles in the back. Okay, so I'll just erase out some of the inside so it's easier to see what the final kind of drawing will look like. The final pieces that are like you leave, you know, not the once you've gotten rid of the construction type stuff. And this one too pretty much disappears. It's under the, so then you've got something like that. And actually there's a second bump. Oops. Okay. So I forgot something. There's so that's the obliques. Alright, so this goes like this, and then out of here, oh, there's a lats muscle, so this might not be the spina erecta or whatever. You might actually be seeing the lat muscle there. The spina erecta is down there. I guess the lats are on top of it. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. So basically you've got the lats going like this, and then this is where the gluteus like kind of follows the what's it called? The gluteus connects to see the second bump. That's where the gluteus connects into here, this big muscle right there. And then this area is where you can see a little bit of the so actually this goes, alright, I kind of messed this up a little. I hope it's not too confusing. This part was really intimidating for me. So there's 2 bumps. But it's interesting because I ended up spending more time on it and I actually kind of enjoyed it. Maybe it's that feeling of accomplishment where you're kind of like, okay, I got it. But then I got scared or something, and I waited a while to make this video, so I kind of lost it a little bit. I got to do refreshers and stuff. Anyways, and that's like the side muscles, the obliques over here. And this is kind of like another gluteal type muscle. So basically you'll get something like this. And then what I like to do is connect this down to kind of here. To give like the front plane, like this guy's, I guess, clenching his butt a little bit. So this is kind of falling away from you a little. Alright, I know that got a little confusing at the end. Apologize for that. But I hope this was helpful. And that's where the muscle is, this area. And this is like, I don't know, like tendon tissue or something. It's a big sheet of stuff. Alright, anyways, that's it. Peace, God bless, and stay fantastic, everyone.
Only the wise subscribe.